In 2002, a construction worker named William Bud Post won $16.2 million in the Pennsylvania lottery. Within a year, he was $1 million in debt. Within a few years, he was living on food stamps. This isn't a rare freak accident. Research on lottery winners has found that a huge share of big winners end up bankrupt within just a few years of collecting the check. Not most people who never had money. People who had millions of dollars sitting in the bank and still ended up broke. So here's the question that should terrify anyone who dreams of a windfall. If getting rich doesn't fix your finances, what does? And more importantly, is the same invisible force already working against you right now with the money you already have?
Stick around, because the answer isn't about luck. It's about a psychological trap almost nobody sees coming. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Money doesn't fix money problems. Behavior does. And most people who suddenly receive a large sum, lottery winnings, an inheritance, a big bonus, even a crypto windfall, have never had to build the habits and instincts that keep money around. It's called sudden wealth syndrome, and it isn't just about lottery winners. Studies on inheritances show a similar pattern. A significant portion of people who inherit money spend it down within just a couple of years, nearly as fast as it arrived. Think about that. It doesn't matter if the number in your account is $500 or $5 million. If your relationship with money is broken, more money just means a bigger, faster collapse. So what's actually going on in the brain here? Three psychological forces are doing almost all of the damage. Number one, hedonic adaptation. When you suddenly have more money, your sense of normal resets almost instantly. The lifestyle upgrade that felt luxurious in month one feels ordinary by month six, so you upgrade again. Your spending rises to match your new baseline, and that baseline keeps climbing faster than most people realize. Number two, present bias. Our brains are wired to overvalue immediate rewards and undervalue future ones. A windfall removes the natural friction that used to stop you from overspending. No more waiting for payday, no more "I can't afford that." Without that friction, present bias runs wild and every purchase feels justified in the moment. Number three, and this is the one almost nobody talks about, identity-based spending. When people suddenly have money, they don't just buy things, they buy a new identity. New car, new house, new social circle. But maintaining that identity costs money every single month, long after the excitement fades. The purchase wasn't really about the item, it was about becoming a different kind of person in other people's eyes. And identities are expensive to maintain. Put those three together, a resetting baseline, no friction on spending, and a new identity to fund, and you get a financial engine that burns cash far faster than anyone expects, no matter how much they started with. This isn't just theory. Financial planners who specialize in sudden wealth report the same pattern over and over. Winners increase spending almost immediately, often within the first 90 days, well before they've made any real plan for the money. And it's not only about lottery winners. Professional athletes are one of the best documented examples, people who often see career earnings in the tens of millions, and yet a striking share face serious financial trouble within just a few years of retiring. These are people with financial advisors, agents, and accountants, and it still happens. The common thread in every single case is the same: the money changed, the behavior didn't. And when behavior doesn't change, the outcome is always the same, regardless of the size of the number. So if more money isn't the fix, what actually is? Three things, and none of them require winning the lottery. First, build the habit before you have the money. The discipline of saving a fixed percentage, tracking spending, and delaying gratification has to exist before a windfall arrives, because a crisis or a windfall is the worst possible time to try to build a new habit from scratch. Second, create automatic friction. The reason windfalls disappear so fast is the removal of friction. Nothing slows the spending down. You can rebuild that friction yourself, automate transfers into accounts you don't touch, use a 30-day rule before big purchases, and separate spending money from everything else, the moment money arrives, not after. Third, decouple your identity from your net worth. This is the deepest fix. If your sense of who you are depends on what you own or how much you have, you will always find a way to spend up to and past whatever you earn. People who keep wealth long term tend to define themselves by their habits and values, not their bank balance. That single shift in identity is often the real difference between the winners who keep the money and the ones who don't. Here's the real twist in this story. The exact same forces that bankrupt lottery winners are quietly working on you too, right now at whatever income you're at. Every raise, every bonus, every unexpected windfall is a small test of the same three forces, and most people fail that test without ever noticing. The good news is that once you can see the mechanism, you can interrupt it. Small habits, automated friction, and an identity built on something other than your bank balance, that's the actual difference between the people who build lasting wealth and the ones who, like Bud Post, end up back where they started, or worse. If this changed the way you think about money, hit subscribe. I break down the psychology behind financial decisions every week so you can spot these traps before they catch you. And let me know in the comments. If you suddenly received a large sum of money tomorrow, what's the first habit you'd put in place to protect it? I read every comment,